Okay, let me do the disclaimer. All the information provided on this channel is for educational purposes only, and this channel does not promote or encourage misuse of the information. I do encourage you to consider your intuition at all times. Some knowledge is my intuition given to me in pieces, some completed, and some videos and articles inspired me. Now, I will be mentioning some alleged happenings today. All right. Okay. For some reason, I got disconnected. Uh, Not sure what happened. But anyway, I was talking to a person and they were saying that um, in the HBCU schools, they were taking the students that were academically gifted, taking them out of the rooms and putting them, replacing them with those that have uh, sports, uh, and I'm like, that's just too much. That's just too much. And I wanted to talk about the chicken. The chicken that I grew up with did not have a male, but all of a sudden that chicken was having these. Not only did those chicken lay eggs, that chicken also had other chickens, little chicks. And there was no male chicken nowhere. Nowhere. That's why I'm convinced that most animal species are feminine. And they lied and said that they were males, and it wasn't, and it is no males. Now, the dogs and some of the other animals, I think what they did, they inbreeded those animals to make them to be what they are. That's what I think. Um, I was listening to this person uh, called his mother a bitch. And when he called his mother a bitch, I thought about it. If your mother is a bitch, that means you are a son of a bitch. And that word came from Europe. That's a European word. Okay. Now, you got to be out of your mind to call yourself a bitch. You're calling yourself a dog, a female dog, as a matter of fact. And I wouldn't fix my mouth to call myself a bitch. And if, in fact, I called you a bitch, which I have used the word years ago until I learned better. If I called you a bitch, that's how you was acting. Hi, Prixie. How you doing? Welcome back, Jesse. So Imani says, I knew there are species that are only females, including snakes and elephants and fish, but chickens too. Yes, ma'am. They lied. They'll tell you the rooster. What the? Anyway, I ain't gonna even go there. Let me tell you something. If there is an animal that is a male, it's been inbred or inbreeded. Prixie says, if you don't mind me asking, why did you delete so many videos from your channel? The people that needed that information, they got that information. And so that's the reason why I had to delete it. I was led to delete it. This is a new day, talking about something totally different and new. Prixie, I don't do videos. Yeah, I don't do videos for popularity. I don't do them for popularity. I do them because I'm led to do them, and those that uh, need to get the information, they get it, and those that don't, they don't get it. And and when I start talking about the video that I just got finished talking about when I first started the series of freestyling, and I said some things in there, and people start leaving the channel. I ain't got no problem with you leaving. I ain't got no problem if it gets down to 3 people. No problem. I don't get paid for it anyway. So it is what it is. I'm not on YouTube for popularity. I'm not on YouTube to make people feel good. Now, I used to hold my tongue and wouldn't say anything about albinos or abians. The abians. I used to wouldn't say nothing because I didn't want to hurt their feeling. But it's time out. It's time out for that now. It's time out for y'all to know the truth about things. It's time out. And if you don't want to know the truth, then this ain't the channel for you to be on. And you can call me a racist or prejudiced or all you want to, because that ain't true. I'm probably one of the only brown-skinned person down here that's on the videos that are literally sincere about the cultures. I want the cultures to come together, but I want the cultures to come together in truth. I don't want the cultures to come together thinking that albinos was here first. They wasn't. I don't want the cultures to come together to thinking that albinos is superior, because they're not. I don't want the cultures coming together with the original people hating because of what happened to them for nothing. I don't want that to happen. But what I can't do, I can't make people be something that they're not. I have my screen getting darker for some reason. I have been around in the cultures, and I've seen hatred, I've seen jealousy, I've seen lying, not just in the albino cultures, also in the original cultures. I've seen them lying. But I think one thing that we can agree on is that the system that we all is under is not operating for us no more. It never operated for the originals, but those albinos, they could agree with me to say that it's not operating for you anymore either. And all I was simply saying is that the albinos have to get rid of their lies that they've been told and listen to somebody that cares for them to tell them the truth. And those that are original people, stop hating, because we ain't gonna get nowhere hating. Nowhere. Nowhere. Because when I look in our culture, I see the hate there too. And so when I see an original perpetuating hatred, it's because I feel that the original hates themselves. See, I love my people, but then the creatress, the creator, the Almighty has given me love for the whole world. Now, just because I tell you things that you don't want to hear doesn't mean I don't care. I do care. And people that have been around me privately, if they tell the truth, my action, sometimes words come out my mouth that are very hard. And I know that because I'm hard on myself. But at the same time, if they tell the truth, those that have been around me, my action has been mostly caring, to the point where people thought I was stupid and dumb. I'm not stupid and dumb. It's just that I prefer to be kind. I prefer to do kind acts, not because I look at laws of attraction or the laws of giving and receiving. That's not why I do it. I do it from the heart. I do what I do from the heart because that's what matters. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Deborah didn't give herself this heart. The Almighty did. The Almighty gave me a heart for a stiff neck, a hard, uh, hurting type of people in this earth. I never seen nothing like this in my entire life. I think this is the worst period. It's the worst period, but it doesn't mean that it has to stay that way. Because I really think that people have been lied to. Not think, I know. People have been lied to. People have been tricked into accepting a system that is corrupt. We've been tricked. I'm talking about when you go to certain administrations under the system, they put people in places that don't want to help, and they will help you only if you make them feel good. What kind of shit is that? I got to make you feel good to get my own money that I work hard for? Come on now. That's not a good system. The creatress, the Almighty, taught me this. The person that did you wrong, that did you the most harm, and the creatress, the Almighty has allowed me to experience that. You can't hate them. And I don't. The only one person down here I hated, and that was my ex-husband. And he was the only one that I tried to do harm back to. And I got paid every little harm thing that I did to that man. That shit came on me 3, 4, 5 times. And through that process, I learned that revenge is not mine. I don't have to revenge nobody down here that have came up against me to do harm, that have came up against me to speak spells, that came up to try to work voodoo, hoodoo. I know who you are. I feel it. I can feel the shit. And I know who you are that's doing it. Now, when that shit backfire on your ass, because it's coming, don't blame me for it. This is a part of the universe. Whatever you put out there is what you're going to get back. And you thought for years you did it and got away with it. Not now. Your shit is done. It's done. It's finished. Every person that you try to put voodoo hoodoo on, they felt it, but it didn't stay. And not only did they feel it, they know where it came from. Because the Almighty, the Most High, is so gracious to let these people speak the shit out their own mouths, or let these people contact you. They contacting you because they want to know what they put out there and see if it's working on you. That's what they want to see. They only contacting you if you had an intuition that these people don't like you. They don't. And just because they grin and smile in your face doesn't mean that they like you. but they only coming back lying to you, telling they miss you and all that stuff, just to see whatever shit they tried to put on you. They want to see if it's working. It's not going to work completely, but you get some effects of it. And that's only because the Creator, the Most High, the Almighty, wants you to know what it is. We just want you to know what it is. I have to smirk sometimes because these people think you don't know what they're doing. I'm not the type of person, if I don't like your ass, I'm not going to come to your house and I'm not going to eat shit you got in your hand. You can just be done went to the deli and bought it, and I saw you buy it from the deli. I don't want it. I had an opportunity to hang out with some people that I saw did some shit to some people. And they say you have to believe in it for it to work. Let me tell you something. If you think that people are evil, if you feel that people are evil, then that same evil in them is in you too. You're just as capable of doing something evil to people as those people that's doing evil to other people or maybe to you. You're just as capable. I've heard women say, I wouldn't dare do what she doing. Okay, some of us, we won't budge if you messing with us. But some of us, if you mess with our children, we may hurt you. And we may do the very thing to you that we saw somebody else doing to somebody else. Oh, it's some shit in you that would trigger you. I mean, there's some people that would do some things to you that would trigger you to do something to them. Don't get it twisted. I guaranteed you a lot of people that's locked up in jail now probably didn't think that they were capable of such a thing. There is a woman, beautiful woman. She had two beautiful daughters, right in Conyers, Georgia, here. The mother worked, and the two daughters spent most of their time with the grandmother. But the mother started trying to discipline these girls. Grandma wasn't really doing it a whole lot. These girls jumped on their mother, cut her up, and I mean cut her up, and they wound up killing her. Beautiful girls, and they in jail. And I guaranteed you, they sitting in jail thinking that they didn't know they were capable. See, anger. That's why I try not to get angry no more. Because I was the type of person as a child growing up. I was the oldest in the household. My sisters and brothers, they come tell me that you did something to them. I'm gonna beat your ass. I ain't gonna even talk to you. I beat your ass. So I did have an anger problem. So, and I know this, when you get angry, you create more of that lower energy within yourself. That's why they're called the seven deadly sin. It hurts you. Of course, it may hurt somebody else, but it's going to hurt you the most because your ass is the one that's going to suffer the most. So, what I do, I try to stay out of situations that would trigger me. If I've been in a situation or relationship with somebody, female or male, and they trigger me, I leave them alone. I quietly walk my ass away because I don't have time for pettiness. I don't do petty. I definitely don't do. I'm in competition with you. You can have that shit all by yourself. I don't have to be in competition with nobody down here. I never have been. I've always been in my own little circle, doing my own little thing. And I've never been that person trying to be like Betsy, Susie, whatever, because that ain't me. I do what I do, and I expect for you to do what you do. It bothers me to see somebody jealous. I had to deal with a jealous person for many years. Every time I turned around, I was lifting her ass up. And while I was lifting her up, she was taking my energy, man. I don't want them kind of folks around me because they always want attention. And then they're the very one that will sleep with your man, take your home, take your car, take anything that they can get from you. Yeah. And don't be an alcoholic. Because if you're an alcoholic and you hanging out with this jealous person, they're going to let you make a damn fool of yourself and ain't going to lift a damn finger to help you. Oh, yeah. Been there and done that. I know about that. You know. Okay, Jessie says freestyling is how she found me. Okay. Jessie says usually the supper popular people aren't telling the whole truth anyway. No, they don't. And I don't like really talking about people like this, but if they're extremely popular, it's because they've been sent. And if they've been sent, you're going to see thousands and I'm not saying that because my followers are low, because I don't care about following anyway, but uh, if they're real popular, they like to entertain. They give you a little bit, and then they'll give you most of entertaining. And them are the ones that people support. You can look at these mega churches. They don't go to these small churches. It's these mega churches they support. That's what they do. Like I say, the church is a day club, and the nightclub is a nightclub. And that's what I see. Ain't nothing in them clubs but clowns. Entertainment. Whatever bullshit you want in the clubs, that's what you're going to get. Hey, Jesse James, how you doing? Good to see you. Imani says, I've had anger problems for a long time too, but it's gotten better thanks to the mother. Oh yeah, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. I think we were set that way. I think we came in that way. I think we had to experience the darkness before we can experience the light, or experience the negative before we can experience uh, the positive, because it's in the negative that you got to fight your way to get to the positive. And I'm be honest with you, I'm glad and thankful that I went and experienced all that negative stuff that I've experienced, because the beauty of it is not staying bitter. The beauty of it is not staying anger. The beauty of it is not sinking myself so much deep into depression, because it does all that. Being in a negative energy don't do nothing but puts you deeper and deeper into it. And so the more you sink into that energy, the more that energy is exalting itself to the point where you're creating nothing but a blog of negative energy. That's what you call the devil. That's what you call Satan. That's what you call Lucifer. That's even the Jesus Christ. That's why the Jesus Christ symbolism was on the cross. The cross represents death. People keep thinking that hell is underneath the ground somewhere. This is hell. I keep telling people this is it. This is the lowest you're going to go. This is the lowest you're going to go before that physical body deteriorates. Because in that ground is when the body deteriorates, the physical body. But this is hell. Nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to think. And what gets me about people that now this is the real kicker. The house and the cars. Even if you pay your car off, you still paying insurance on that car. Even if you pay the car off, you still paying taxes on that car. Even if you pay the house off, you still paying taxes on that property. What is yours? What belong to you? You still renting. While you were laughing and joking and drinking and partying, those avions was getting the information from those Moors, those fraternities boys, getting information that they got from the matriarchal system, and they were setting your asses up. And then they gave you a social security card, and they gave you a birth certificate. Your boy, and they made fun of us. Your boy, Obama got on TV, on YouTube, and I can post it underneath this video. He got on there and he showed you that his birth certificate he owns. They made fun of us. He literally showed you and held it up, letting you know I own my own birth certificate. If you think you own your birth certificate, if you think you own your social security card, you got a rude awakening. Those are contracts. Those are contracts that mama made with the system. That's why they can come in and take your child. That's why when you go to court and you stand in court and the judge make you spend out money to get an attorney because you are considered to be a child, a child, child. They don't want to talk to you. They want to talk to the attorney is considered to be the adult. You're considered to be the child. That's why they don't talk to you. That's why when you go in and you have to listen to what the judge tell you. That's why they appoint an attorney. That attorney don't defend you. That attorney gets. They say he's free. He's not free. When you go through probation, you're giving money to the attorney that they say is free. It is amazing to me the game that they play, and they play lots of games. And your boy Bush again said we can put it in their face and they won't see it, and they did. They put clones. They put his clone in the video. And then when I start blasting that shit all over the place, then they came back and gave the clone a name. But the clone looked just like him. But on that video, he was saying, we can put it in their face. They won't even know. Calling us sheeples. And they're shepherds. We're the sheep, and they're the shepherds. And the in the Bible, you think that the chosen ones is you. You are according to the cosmos. But when they wrote that Bible, they were calling themselves the illuminated ones, the chosen ones. They weren't talking about you. Remember, they started out with Abraham, the patriarchals. Go back and look up that word family and which they put the meaning as it mean. Family has to do with clan. Didn't they not have Ku Klux Klan? I mean, they have some choices of words now. It's terrible what they have done. But their time is up. They can't continue. If you go on TikTok, them young kids ain't playing. They're not going to take the shit that we have taken from those Albions. You know, they're not going to take it. And ain't nobody listening to the we all more shit. We're not listening to that because it's in the behavior. We know that we ain't all Moors. We know that because it's in the behavior. I have yet to meet somebody from West Africa that was interested in my well-being. Every person, and I ain't met all the West Africans, but every West African that I have met has always been about that money. And if I didn't have no money to give them, they wanted me out their face. I married a man from Trinidad. And the people from Trinidad think that American originals are lazy people, dumb people. Most of the foreigners think that we are dumb people, lazy people. It just amazes me what they think about us. But you have to make a decision to decide not to hate, but you got to make a decision on what you're going to believe and what you're not going to believe. I'm done. I'm going to screen every damn thing I see. Everything. Because I've had an opportunity to hang out with the players, the pretenders. Not on purpose. My first job was with pretenders. And then those that I took for granted thought they were like me, that looked like me, had the same complexion as me. They fooled my ass too. And that's when I really put down some tears. Because I took for granted that you were like me, only to find out that you were just like the albinos, the ones in high places, trickster, a liar, a thief, a crook, a jealous one, an abuser, and a molester, one that divides people, that divides the culture. Because as long as they can keep the cultures divided, because that's what they did in the beginning, as long as they can keep the cultures divided, they can keep us from coming together. So while they got us divided, they whisper lies to this culture, they whisper lies to that culture, and they whisper lies to that culture. So when these people try to come together, they frowning and shit. That's what they do. And they like it that way. They love it. So Amani says, the mother is like the mother to her children. She is patient and gives you time to change. But when you don't do better, she's going to whip your ass. Yes, ma'am. Yeah. Because that's what I was doing. I was feeling, I didn't want to hurt nobody's feeling. And I definitely wasn't trying to kiss no ass because I don't do that. I don't kiss nobody's ass. I don't care what you say. You know, I would love to get along with everybody. That's my ideal thought. But I ain't stupid. Everybody ain't gonna like me. Everybody ain't gonna tell the truth about me. And everybody is not going to support me. So why am I gonna lie to myself? I don't do that. I never have. Well, I take that back. I did think when I first started working, I thought the people that appeared to be nice, I thought they were, and they wasn't. I found out and I learned that people can smile in your face, come to your house and eat your dinner, and go in the bedroom and say go to the bathroom and say they need to use the bathroom and screw your man. But I would like to make a suggestion to the females out there, the young one, the old ones, whatever. You have a tendency when the male that you're screwing, because he ain't your man, he's everybody's man, the male that you're screwing, when you catch him screwing up on you, you're quick to go beat up on that female. No, 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 no. If my ex-husband can tell you, I didn't beat up on the female, I beat his ass. And he probably watches my videos sneakily. But you don't beat up on the woman. She ain't your. The only time you put your hands on a woman, when it comes to everybody's man that you're dealing with, you need to make sure she's not your sister. Make sure she's not a relative. Make sure she's not your best friend. And make sure she's not your mother. If she's none of that, you ain't got no business putting your hand on that female. You need to put your hand. If you got to put your hand on somebody, you need to put your hand on that male. Because I'm here to tell you, you can have some respect for yourself. They'll still try you. But if you keep putting their asses in place, they'll just walk away. And every time they see you, hey, Miss Deborah, how you doing? But you got to respect yourself, because they ain't going to do it voluntarily. Unless there is that few. Just like there is that few women that respect themselves. Now it's really pathetic. And I showed y'all the video. On that last video, I took a picture and showed you in my game what them girls be wearing on that game. And they foolish. They say dumb shit like, this is just a game. I'm just playing because it's a game. But you're behind the goddamn computer. So if you're behind the computer, the thought, the thinking, the behavior is coming from you. It ain't coming from the damn computer. Duh. They don't think. You know, all the stuff that they need to be wearing in the bedroom, they pulled it out and put it out there in the public and made the male even more disrespectful to you. You know, when you go and look at those harems that the Moors had, the harems was for the albino females. And then for a long time, those harems turned into strip joints where, and in those strip joints was albino females. How do I know that? Because that's the way it was here in Atlanta. Peep shows, albino females, they weren't original women. Now you can't take them females, them original women out those places. On my game, I have an albino neighbor, and he was telling me how to make some money on the game to pay for my home that I have on my game. And I did a video and I showed you my home. I told y'all I was going to do videos of that, and I did. But he told me that I needed to be an escort. They have the same type of stuff on my game that they have in this life. They got whores on that game. They got whores here. They got escorts here. They got them on the game. They take into the game the same behavior they have here, no different. They disrespectful to the females in that game as they are here. I put their asses in check. I don't play there because there's no reason for you to disrespect me because I'm not out here disrespecting myself. So as a result, you're going to respect me. So when he told me that I can make money on the game being an escort, and I told him this, I said, you say I'm a cool person. I said, you want me to stay cool, don't you? I said, but when you start throwing shit out like that, disrespecting me, you're going to see the other side of me. I said, because what you are, you're bored. And I told him, I said, you're bored. You ain't got nothing else better to do. And so you come over here being disrespectful to me by telling me I need to be an escort. That's what some albino men do. They're very disrespectful to their original woman because of history. I'm not going to let you do it. And I'm not going to let the other men, my complexion, do it. I'm not going to let no male do it. Because you have to be serious about this respect. You have to be serious. If you don't respect yourself and you don't teach others to respect you, they're not going to do it. This just didn't happen overnight. You're talking about the 1400s. You know, you have to make a decision that you got to respect yourself. But anyway, I've enjoyed the moment with you guys, people. Today seemed like a different day than Tuesday. Daniel said, virtual world is a replica of real life. It is. I noticed on PlayStation Home years ago. Oh, yes. Yep. All of that, Dina. All of that. You know, I used to like to play Mortal Kombat on the PlayStation. And let me tell you what happened. I know that them spirits was very much attached to that PlayStation because I was determined to kick their asses, and I could literally feel off the little joystick. I could literally feel the vibration coming from the damn PlayStation when I was fighting with that spirit, but I kicked his ass. You know, and so from that point on, guess what? I didn't buy Mortal Kombat no more. Well, I didn't when they came out with the second one. Let me see, it was one. When they came out with the second Mortal Kombat, my son got it for me, and then I never did. When I went in to play it, um, the, something happened to where I didn't get back to it. So he went and traded it back in. It wasn't for me to, because it that energy wants to get you in the same energy that it's in. Because once it gets you in the same energy that you get in, that once you get in the same energy that it's in, then it can keep you low vibrational. And that's all that energy trying to do is keep you low vibrational all the time. Because you know, and I know when you get mad, you can't even think straight. You know that. And I'm gonna be honest with you. The negative energy does not go away. It's just put in its proper place. It just needs to be balanced. Because sometimes you're gonna need that negative energy. You're gonna need it. And it just needs to be put in the proper place. And that energy does not go away. Hi, Gremlin. That energy does not go away until we off this earth. And just keep in mind the third and fourth dimension is connected. We're in the third and fourth dimension. It's connected. While you're awake, you're in the third. When you go to sleep, you're in the fourth. That's where you at. That's where all this stuff take place, in the fourth dimension. Anything that you can think of. When you hear people talk about those different fairies and demons and sex and you know, I remember one time it was seven of them came to me. It was seven of them, and they had animal faces, and I counted them, and they just happened to come. I hadn't had no sleep, and that's when my energy gets low. When I hadn't had any sleep, my energy was low. I was like a dragon. So when I went to sleep, they surrounded my bed, and they knew I was angry. And so when the leader pulled the cover off me, and when he pulled the cover off me, then I pretty much said, "What the hell you want?" And then they disappeared. When you show fear, they'll stay around and they'll aggravate you and do whatever. But when you show that you're not afraid, because you got the same energy, you got the same energy as the invisibles does. You just have to know when to use it. You have to know when to use it. You know, don't let people tell you, "Ooh, she more evil than me." No, we all got it. Everybody got it, except for those that was created down here. You got some entities down here. You got some people down here that was created. Four different type of ones, and they're not soul children. They just look like soul children. And the sad thing about it, the soul children mixed with these entities. Sure did. Had babies with these entities. And them things grew up. You'll be surprised what's down here. But I can tell you what's not here. Ain't no aliens came from no other planet, because ain't no one out there. Came from no, you can't get past that magnetic field up there. Ain't nobody getting past that magnetic field. Not even the entities up there in that moon. They're not getting past that damn thing. Now they got the drones out there because they want you to think there is some aliens. You know, they want you to think that. But those are drones that they setting up. What they're doing, they're trying to map the Bible out. They're trying to make the Bible completely real. You got to pay attention to what these creatures be doing. They amazing. They're just like the movie Us. They gave you the movie Us. They gave us the movie Us, and they show you where them clones that they created, which they did, them clones that they created coming from underground, replacing families. If you think that they're not doing that shit in Hollywood, you better think about it. You better think about it. Because they are replacing. That's why people that want to go to Hollywood, want to be in acting and all that, they can't get there because they're all clones. If you look at the TV, sometimes they dancing in slow motion, they moving in slow motion. Look at the TV, just look at it. Don't look at it in a human eye. Don't look at it for entertainment. Look at it for what it is. I do the same thing just about every night. I'll be on my computer for a while, long time, and then I'll flip my TV on. When I flip my TV on, everything that I flipped on, you know, what I'm seeing is sex this and sex that, and everything looking like a drag queen. Back in my days, the only people wore long eyelashes and wigs and shit was drag queens. The homosexuals still pretty much dressed up like a male. So what you got today, you got these females dressing up like drag queens, but they females. They looking like drag queens, but they females. And they think that's cute. That's not cute. It's not cute at all. The hair is not good for you. The makeup is not good for you. And the eyelashes, what them eyelashes do damage to your eyes as well as that hair that you're wearing. You got cultures that do rituals, that cut all of their hair off, and they take that hair and they sell it to the highest bidder. Every year they do rituals doing that. I know because my granddaughter have some of it. And it's real hair. You don't understand. Wearing somebody else's hair is you wearing their spirit on you. And I've said many times, your spirit is everywhere. I sit in this chair all the time. My spirit sits here. I lay in that bed. My spirit is there. I sit on the toilet. My spirit is there. Anything that you are continuously on all the time and using all the time, your spirit is there. So it's the same thing with hair. It's the same thing with clothes. It's the same thing with shoes. If you get stuff that belong, if a person passes and you take their clothes and give it to somebody, that person is carrying that person's spirit. When I was clubbing and when I was hanging out and when I was being promiscuous and I took all those clothes and gave them away because I didn't want that spirit around me no more. That was my fun days of being slutty and a whore. I got rid of that spirit. If you understand spirit, everybody has one, but everybody doesn't have a soul. But everybody has a spirit. Everybody. I know you can see it. I've told people that, Dina. I told people they can see it. It's in my window. And so that's how you know who you are. You know who you are. It's just facts. It's not bragging. It's just facts. That's why when the universe is, you're connected to the universe got you. And if you got to leave this earth, it's because the universe is causing you to leave. Don't be afraid of them. Who are them? Don't be afraid of them. I don't care who they are. As much as you love your family, sometimes you got to say goodbye to them. As much as you love your man, your woman, if they ain't on the path that you on, sometimes you got to say goodbye to them. Your friends. You got to say your children. It's nothing but tests because you came into this world by yourself and you got to leave the same way you came, by yourself. And so you have to disconnect your emotions from people in a way to where it won't hurt you. You're supposed to be there for people, even the ones that hurt you. But if you disconnect from them and they need help, you'll be able to help them easily and you won't even think about what they did to you. Now, they had a story in the Bible, and I'm just going to talk about it because it's all allegory metaphor for me. The man called Joseph. Now, Joseph's supposed to have been the son. I think it was Isaac. One of them boys. But anyway, it was the baby son. No, it was Jacob. Was it Jacob? No, it was Isaac. Anyway, one of them. The brothers were so jealous of Joseph. They put him into slavery. And then they went back and told the father that something got him. and they took the coat of many colors. Now, the coat of many colors is allegory for the chakra system in your body. That's what that is. But anyway, I ain't gonna get into the allegory of that. But I want to just talk about the physical. When you read it, you're reading it physically. They put him into slavery, and they lied to the daddy. And so what happened when famine took place, the boy was in the king's castle, and the king's wife was trying to get with him, and he wouldn't accept her. So she lied on him, and he wound up getting locked up. The king had a dream, and none of his soothsayers could tell him the meaning of the dream. So what happened, they knew about Joseph. So when Joseph told the meaning of the dream, then the king took him out of the prison and made him ruler over the food and stuff. And so famine took place in the land. And when famine took place in the land, Joseph's daddy and brothers had to leave their place to come to that land because there was no food there. So Joseph remembered what the brothers did to them. The brothers didn't recognize who Joseph was, but Joseph made it known to them who he was. You see? And so that brother that they mistreated is the very one that had to help them in the end times. But you see, and that's what the mother does. We have to go through a lot of stripping. So when we set in places, in high places, we're not supposed to look like what you're seeing today. Because the attachment is what causes the emotions to be the way it has been. Because you did me this, I'm going to do you that. That has to be detached. And that's what's going on with all of us today. We've been detached. Because if you think famine is not coming, famine is really already here because we're eating stuff that's not good for us. And those that is administering this stuff, they think that they're going to continue getting away with it. It's over with. It's over with. It's finished. And I know you're going to see more and more stuff. Let me tell you, I just saw floods that took place downtown, and it took place at the college, Clark College. Now, if you know what I know about Clark, and you know what I know about Morehouse, you'll understand why. But it's all coming because Atlanta is definitely Sodom and Gomorrah. Anything that you can think of is here. Anything. As a matter of fact, you can feel the energy in Georgia is horrible. It's so demonic. And it's like no matter what part of the cities you go to, you feel the demonic energy. This is the place. Everybody and anything is here. It's when we're leaving Georgia, getting climbing toward another place, is when the energy that's negative here cease as we traveling out of Georgia. But Georgia is going to get hit the worst. It's the last, but it's going to get hit. And what's been happening, Georgia, on the outskirts of Georgia, it's been getting hit. It's the first time I've seen Clark flooded. First time. And Morehouse something else too. You know, those aren't the places. When the matriarchals had schools, they wasn't nothing like these here. Nothing. The schools that the matriarchs set up would set you up and send you on your way. When I was in high school, they had trades in those high schools. So when you left high school, you didn't have to necessarily go to college, but you can go get a job as a cook, you can go get a job as a seamstress, you can go get a job. I mean, they had many cars, automobile. They had got body shops in there. The school I attended, Carver High School, they had all those trades in there. They took them out. They took them out. But that's not what took place in the matriarchal system. The matriarchal system, and they lie about it, the matriarchal system was a system that enabled people to go out and do for themselves. That's not what this system doing. So Fuller says some cities in America seem to struggle harder than others. I feel like NYC goes through a lot. Yeah. But you need to go and look up the history of NYC. Go look up the history of it and you understand it. There's a lot of bloodshed in New York. A lot of blood. As a matter of fact, there's a lot of bloodshed all over America. When they came in and took, a lot of blood, innocent blood. But anyway, people, I gotta go. It's been good. It's been good. Well, Dina May says, Spirit is in the room with you right now, radiating in the background on this video. Yeah. Always food abroad. Did you hear what I said, food abroad, in the video before it was disconnecting me? I said that the last video that when I was telling you about what you had made, the statement you had made, that wasn't you. When I went back and looked at it, it was someone else, but I could not see who had said it, but I saw who had said it. So I'm apologizing to you because it looked like you had said what I had stated in the comment. Yeah. So I just wanted to apologize to you because I'm warm enough to do that. Yeah. Yeah. So you guys enjoy the rest of your evening. And I thank you for coming in, talking with me and sharing things with me. And so until the next time, y'all take care.